Companies looking to hire younger now facing legal issues. PricewaterhouseCoopers currently being sued by two men who say they were rejected for not having a youthful profile. So can you be penalized for hiring young? Well, to a relative youngster, attorney though, the very accomplished millennial Christi Kunzig. Christi, we've been hearing more and more of these stories, right? And it's a really interesting juxtaposition because young, energetic, particularly with these technology companies, but also cheap. Older folks, older guys saying, hey, we've got the same experience, but we come at a higher cost, and this is more about age discrimination than anything else.
Exactly. So this case is pretty interesting because they're saying, you know, they're only hiring at entry-level positions on college campuses. So this is really going to negatively impact us because we're not on college campuses. We're maybe submitting our applications online. So how can we get into these entry-level positions at the same rate these millennials are getting into?
I would suspect that we start to see some legal precedent here because, again, this has sort of been going on for a little bit, this whole youth movement, particularly in Silicon Valley and other places. This is the millennials and $1 billion startup companies, and that's where all the energy and new thoughts are coming from.
Absolutely. We're definitely going to start seeing this. There's going to be a case that's going to the Supreme Court just on this topic. The 11th Circuit had something very similar to this, and they said that applicants can't file disparate impact claims, which is just what we have here, except that this court in California, the district court, said, you know what, yes, applicants who aren't even employees yet, they can file disparate impact claims. And so we're going to read that into the statute and allow you to go forward and have a cause of action here. So it's going to go to the Supreme Court, and it's going to be really interesting to see how they interpret this. And I have a feeling they're not going to be reading anything into the statute, and they're going to side with the 11th Circuit here.
And so would that be good or bad for older people trying to get jobs or promotions?
It would benefit the millennials because it would say if you're not an employee, then you can't say that we're discriminating against you based on our company policies that are neutral on their face.
Oh, Kylie, so that sounds more like a loophole. I mean, come on now.
It's
really?
A little bit of a loophole, maybe.
What about the older folks? Is there anything in the Constitution that they point to or can point to that perhaps will cover this?
I mean, right now they're pointing to the ADEA, which is the Age Discrimination in Employment Act. So that's kind of what they're holding their basis on, and they're saying that this covers all individuals 40 and up, and that you can't discriminate against us in any type of employment situation, whether it's limiting our opportunities, which is really the basis for this one, or saying...
I've seen a lot of successful age discrimination lawsuits, though, in the last 10 years, and of course, you know, we're in the baby boomer age, so a lot of people, you know, a big chunk of our population is getting to that point where, you know, they probably cost more than a younger kid right out of college.
Absolutely, because they have the experience to back it up. And this could be a very successful age discrimination claim, depending on whether or not the courts are going to allow them to bring a disparate impact claim as an applicant. But if they do allow that, this definitely could be, because PricewaterhouseCoopers could easily recruit on college campuses as well as open it up online and then say, oh, well, we went with a younger employer or employee because they have some type of reasonable business reason for doing that.
All right, Christi, keep us abreast of what happens. Thanks a lot.